Hold on. Today we got Gerod on from out of Michigan, and he's a barber, businessman, and he just got in the program. He's going to open his school. So Gerod, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all. Then second of all, we'll talk about why you got in the school program. So tell us about yourself, Gerod.
Okay, well, my real name is Gerod Sturgis. They call me Gerod because a lot of people mispronounce my name, so they just say Gerod and it stuck, and so I just let it keep on going along with it. And I'm also a gospel rapper. I moved to Michigan about in 2007, so I've been traveling the world, and on this gospel tour, 50 city tour, and I've been doing barbering on the side because it'd be kind of hard being on the road and getting income in between shows. So barbering is another art of my craft that I do. And I looked at it as barbering as security. So that's something that I like to do, as well as me doing my music on the side. So, I moved to Michigan and I took it serious in 2007, and I went to Barber College at Michigan Barber College on Grand River in Joy. And, and I decided hey, this is something that I want to pursue as a career.
Now, Gerard, what got you thinking about opening your own school?
Oh man, I'm an entrepreneur by heart. My mom, she was in business. She passed away 2 years ago, but it always engraved in me to always want to strive for more. And when I went to Barber College, I realized, I was the type of person that always want to know why. I wanted to know, okay, why is that working? Why did you teach it that way? Why? What's after this? And they this guy a little bit different. He don't want to just get his license. So even while I was in school, I was asking them, how do you run a Barber College? I was asking them then, and I only had 800 hours in the school. And I was asking them questions. They're like, just get through the school, and then we'll deal with that later. So, but I wanted to do it because I wanted freedom. At the bottom line, everybody wants freedom. I wanted more time. So that's why I want to pursue, open up a barber college, and plus I want to have other people have opportunity to be able to live life beyond the chair. When I read your book, and that inspired me as well. So I'm like, you know what? I got to do this. I want to do this.
So you read the book first, The Millionaire Barber Stylist.
Yeah, yep. I read that book. You had about a couple of years ago. I met you before I even met you. So I was looking online, and I'm always doing research about 2 or 3 in the morning. Everybody's asleep, and I'm just looking for how am I able to better invest in myself. I didn't back in the day. I didn't invest in drugs. I didn't invest in cars. I didn't invest in dope game. I didn't invest in beauty supply product. I didn't invest in clothes. I didn't invest in everything but myself. And I realized that knowledge is power. So if I'm in the field of barbering, let me start looking for barbering books. And there was that many out there. And I was in the Barber Society on Facebook, and I scrolled past the Millionaire Barber, and I seen a book. And at that time, I think it was like a free download or something like that way back. And, and I just look at it. I'm like, let me click on this and see what's up. And I looked at it, and I read like the first 5-6 pages, and I couldn't put it down. And I'm like, that's it. I'm ready to go. So, yeah.
So when did you start looking more into the school, as far as after you read the book?
Well, I graduated in 2015, and as having my barber's license, I started looking into the school at the beginning of 2016. So I start looking online again. I start pursuing it. I'm looking for people who had experience in doing it. I asked a couple colleges, and they're telling me like, hey, this is way out of your league. You don't want to deal with this. It's too much paperwork. It's stressful. You're not going to have no life. And, they steer me all the way to the left. But then I looked at the Millionaire Barber, and I'm like, he's steering me all the way to the right. So it's either they're threatening me or they're basically telling me the truth. So, but when I got a hold of Chin, you know, I'm like, you know, he's telling me everything positive, and I'm like, okay, I see what this was. This was a threat. So,
When you was in barber school, we all noticed we all cut hair all day long, and we
oh my
don't get
God,
paid. The owners get paid. They got
yeah,
vending machines. They fill them up with snacks. We buy that. They buy the clippers wholesale. We buy them retail. They buy the books
oh man,
wholesale. We buy those retail. Plus, we come out our pockets to pay them.
oh my gosh,
So
yes.
they getting paid all the way around. That's the only business that I know where your labor is free. It's against the
Mm,
law to pay the laborers. I mean, it's like modern day slavery per se.
baby,
So
factory, yeah.
if it was so terrible, I would have asked him, well, why are you doing it? If it's so terrible.
Yeah, and another thing that wanted me to spark it because at the instructor at the time that I was going, she was a bad instructor, you know, and I'm like, I hate to say it, you know, they knew it. They even told me that they got new instructors since. And when I went back, I'm like, man, I should have went in this year when y'all got new instructors. But you know, she just came in like, here's your syllabus, and I didn't see her until like 900 hours later. So it was like I learned myself, and I'm like, I don't want to have to drive. I was driving an hour and a half just to be taught by myself, and I'm like, you know, and a lot of people had that frustration, and so I'm like, I want to be able to teach people how to do it the right way, and not only that, you know, I'm looking at, man, there's 7 ways you can get paid. I'm looking the same way. I'm like, the vending machine, you know, the money and the haircuts, we're getting donations and barely getting that, you know, and they were just like, okay, yeah, this is a profitable business and it makes more sense for me to want to go ahead and do this. And again, I got a family of 6. So I got 6 children and they need me, you know, and I need them. And I was missing way too much time, and my wife had C-sections with all of them, so it pulled me away. And you know, she sacrificed it. We, you know, for me to open up my shop, we lived in the shop. Not too many people knew that, but we lived in the shop. That's how much, you know, she believed in my vision and wanting us to succeed in life, so we can take it to the next level.
Now Paul Mitchell used to sleep in his car.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow,
And when TD Jakes opened his church, he had one suit and holes in the bottom of his shoes. And he would go
wow,
preach at other churches. And he was putting all the money into the church. And the money he made from preaching at the other churches, he'd have to bring it back and pay the employees. But when he first started, he was the janitor, the secretary, everything. So it doesn't matter how you start out, it's how you finish. Now, imagine, I guess, a person having a barber shop and you got 10 barbers in there. And all the haircuts they do, they don't get not one nickel. It all goes to the owner. So that's basically how it is. Now, when you was thinking about getting in the program, tell us about that process.
Well, when I first, again, you know, the worst nation is procrastination. And I realized, you know, that I had procrastinated because, again, in 2016, I seen, you know, the program, you know, was available. I believe it was at 5,000 at the time or somewhere like that. And, you know, and I was like, well, man, I don't know if I can do that. And, you know, but at the same time, I was hungry and I wanted to do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna save up this. I'm gonna save up that. And the more I was saving up, it was getting eat up because I was doing what TD Jakes was doing. I was, you know, buying this and doing that, and it was just like a hole in my pockets. So I'm like, well, if I can't do this, I know I can't do it in school because that's just too much for me to be able to do it. And so a couple of years passed, and then I went and I followed, you know, Chin all the time. I follow his YouTube, I follow his Instagram, the knowledge and the wealth that he has, that, you know, that you have, Chin. I just stay on it every day. And I seen that you had this dope marketing package, like, you know, the $1 million, you know, how to get to school and the layout and everything that you had. It sold to me. It sucked me in. I'm like, you know what? You know, the worst nation is procrastination. I'm signing up today, no matter what. You know, I'm gonna live by faith, and I'm just gonna do it. And you know, the worst thing, you know, can happen is, you know, that I won't be able to have access, at the time. But while I got it right now, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So I went ahead and applied for it, and I went online, and I just went ahead and fill out my application, and I just went for it.
Now, when you got in and you got in the back office of the vault and saw everything, I mean, what was your thoughts or what was you thinking?
My God. See, like, again, to that school had threw me all the way to the left where I didn't know what to expect, because I'm not gonna lie, I was in fear because I had no clue of what it is to take to open up a school. I had no knowledge of a school. All I did was see how it was operated, and I knew if they could do it, I could do it. So, that's my motto with anything. So I didn't know what to expect, and I knew every question that I had. Chin, you said it would be in the back office. And I'm like, well, maybe he might not thought about doing this question. And then when I looked in the back office, I'm like, man, every question that I had written down to ask him, it was there. Like, everything was there. Everything I could possibly think of plus more. I mean, it was there. Like, it's way, way, way far beyond what I could even think or imagine. The Bible said he would do exceedingly abundantly above what you can think or even imagine. And if that was in the flesh, that's what this package is. It's like above what you can think and possibly even imagine. And then some, and I was blown away. I was not expecting all of this. The PDFs, the Word docs, the cut and paste, the copy, the videos that I can watch over and over and over again. I'm like, nobody does this at all. No one does this at all. Not at all.
So now you're looking at buildings. Tell us what you're doing now.
Well, actually, right now, just not even a half hour ago, I had a contractor just leave my building to do a layout. I'm in the process of right now of, like how you said, I'm searching for buildings that will accommodate the right size of people that I want to have in the city. I done looked at 4 buildings already. The city is on board with me. They're excited about it. The contractors are excited about it. The people that I spoke with already, they're on board for me, and they're ready to move. And I'm not wasting no time. I'm full throttle because this is exciting. Every time I look at that back office and every time I think about it, I get excited. And then when I go to work the next day, I'm like, hey man, I gotta cut these heads. But I'm getting closer to my goal, so that's what gives me the fire. So I'm grateful.
It's like a college basketball, football player.
Uh-huh.
And then in a couple of years, they go into the league.
Yes. That's exactly the best way I can describe it. Exactly.
Especially when you get your grants and Title IV funding and all of that.
And that's what blew me away. I feel like I'm Zion Williams right now. Like, I'm about to go to the league like any time. So I'm gonna skip some steps. So that program, that back office allowed me to skip plenty of steps, a lot of headaches, a lot of like my wife. She's an admin, she's an administrator, so she does everything administrative. And when she's seen the operational system, she was blown away. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't have to think about nothing, even down to the time clock, to the check-in, to the checklist, to open, to close, to, like just everything I could even think of is in there. Yep. Like, man.
That checklist, open the door, turn on the
light. Yes, everything. The turnkey, it's a turnkey package. Literally, it's like when you buy your first home, it's just like you got the keys and the furniture is already in there. You don't need to do anything but buy the groceries. That's it.
So you had to drive an hour and a half to school?
Yes, every single day for 18 months.
So there's no barber school within an hour and a half from where you're located?
There's no barber school within an hour and a half where I'm located. The next school that's available is a cosmetology school, and that's 45 minutes away from where I'm at, either direction, east or west.
So you'd be like a monopoly. You're the only one. You sitting on the golf.
I'll be the only one. That's why I'm so eager to get this thing moving. The key of success is find out where everybody going and get there first. And so, and that's my goal.
Well, that's gonna be good. Yeah, doing the right thing at the right time.
Yes. Yeah. With the right people like you, man. So absolutely.
Now, how old are you?
Oh man, I'm actually I just turned 40 in January. And that's another big reason why I want to do it. 40 represents another generation. And as not only as that, I've been in and out going to therapy, with my left arm, my left shoulder. It's been getting numb and tingling, and I've been dealing with high blood pressure. And it's like health wise, I got to start thinking more wise and start preparing for wealth legacy. And the best way to do that, is to, just think big. The player got to turn into the coach at some time. And so, and I'm ready to switch gears, and I'm ready to launch deep call into the deep, and, we can get, I'm a Christian. So a lot of times Christians, they feel as though that, you just live by faith and just, that's it. Or you just plant the seed and that's it. It's beyond that. You got to plant the seed. You got to till the ground. You got to hoe it. You got to do the work. Yeah, the Bible says he'll take you to a land flowing with milk and honey, but you're going to have to milk that cow. You know what I mean? You're going to have to dig in that hive and get that honey. So faith without works is dead. So, and that's like my thing, and a lot of times I fell into that zone like, well, God's going to do it. God's going to do it. God, no, he's not going to do it. He did it. He did it 2,000 years ago. He's telling me to do it. And so now I got stuck in that path of like, I'm just going to wait till it's my turn. And I was waiting for 12 years and I realized like it's been my turn. So I just got to move on it. And if you're thinking, like, hey, no, this is a good idea. No, it's a great idea. You got to pass good to get the great. This is great. So, yeah.
The worst case scenario a person would have, if a barber, any barber out there, a cosmetologist, stylist, or whatever beauty profession that's listening to this, if you have a dream to go farther in life and you're scared, if you fail, the worst case scenario, you end up back at the shop working behind the chair.
That's true.
If all fails, when I got out of prison, all failed, I was working in the shop cutting hair. If anything fails, we can always do that. So what is it to be scared about? That's already the bottom, cutting behind the chair.
Yeah.
That's the worst you can do.
That's definitely the worst you can do. And I think honestly, what really pushed me to really do it was your testimony. When I was reading the book and I was reading, how you got out of prison and how you met up with them and how, you got in touch with Jace and how you opened with one school and the students. And then from that, you didn't, 9 years later, you made 17 million and this is the ex-convict. And so you left the game with no excuse. So like you didn't cut all the excuses out. And I'm like, man, no disrespect. My life wasn't as bad as that. You know what I mean? But I'm like, and here this guy, he did all of this, opened up all these schools, made over 17 million, still making money. And not only that, he's helping other people make it. And he got easy access. And I'm like, what is my excuse? So it's like, I got to get the momentum, I like that's worst case scenario. I mean, you was the worst case scenario, and I'm like, man, so that's what I hold my bar. That's my standard I hold up. I'm like, no, there's no excuse. If he can do it, I can do it. That's the way I look at it. And, it's not a racial thing, but you have a man of color. And I'm like, that's always, quote, the strike against us. You know what I mean? Like, well, nobody want to teach us or, our skin color, we can't get this, we can't do that. But here's somebody who was locked up, incarcerated, came out, and he bypassed every zone, every excuse. So I know I can do it.
And you don't have any competition.
Man, none whatsoever. And that's why I'm so eager to get this thing moving so fast. And I'm excited. And it's not just for just the wealth. I'm excited. It's because I'm a gospel rapper and I'm a youth minister and I'm a like an assistant pastor. And I'm a motivator speaker. So I help people anyway. And so this will really help family lives. And people come to the shop and they're like, hey, can you teach me how to cut? Can you teach me how to cut? I'm looking to go to school. How long it take you to go to school when you went? And I done had like 10 people come up to me, can you teach me? Like, I pay you under the table. I do whatever the case. I'm like, I told my wife, I said, baby, it's time for me to open this school because I'm not going to give them the knowledge for free. That's just ludicrous. That's crazy. So I'm like, why not get paid for it? So, man, I'm the first one here, and I'm the first black barber in my city, that's established, and I'm downtown in my city, and I will be the first black, business owner as a barber college here in this city or within the mile radius, the 30-mile radius, so 40-mile radius. So, man, it's really exciting to be the first, to make it happen because you're not just living life for you. You're living life for your bloodline and for everybody behind you. I'm tired of these young generation looking at the dope man, and for an example. I want them to have a picture of a successful black man and that they can do it too.
Okay. What other information you want to share with the people out here? Because some of them probably scratching their head and just wondering or contemplating or procrastinating or don't believe in themselves.
I would tell the people this right here. I would leave the people with this here. Like I said prior, if you're just tuning in, the worst nation to live in is procrastination. So if you have an ounce, the Bible says have faith as a grain as a mustard seed. If you have that much faith, then I can tell you right now, do it. It'll move mountains, and the information that you're going to receive going to move mountains. So the crazy thing is you don't have to do the work. The work is already done for you. All you got to do is know how to work a mouse. If you know how to work a mouse, then you're fine. That's it. Everything else is given to you. Not only that, if you're insecure or if you feel as though that, maybe, I don't know if I can do it, hey, like you said, the worst case scenario is you'll be back at the barbershop. But you got to look at this. You got to look at, you'll be able to make a pathway for others and you'll be able to be financial free. And everybody wants freedom. And, and this is what this program is going to give you. It's going to give you that financial freedom. And, I didn't hesitate to pull out my money to pay them. I wasn't skeptical about it. I wasn't like, man, this man going to take my money, this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. No, once you confident, then it's confidence. You got to think about it. Wow, this man is living great. He's living in a mansion, debt free. He's living the lifestyle that you want to get to. So if anything, I was so into this man. I would give to this man. I will suck him dry to get his knowledge and know that you want to go where he is at, not the other way around. So you know what I mean. I would basically do that. I say go for it.
What did you think when we talked on the phone conversations? Because I called you back, right?
Man, I was shocked. Like, I was shocked that I was able to have access to him. Because you look at him on the media and on the marketing tip, on everything he's doing, he looked like a hard person to get a hold of. And it looked like you're going to have to go through a lot of hoops to get to him. He leaves his personal cell phone for you to get a hold of him. And he'll talk to you. And he was giving me knowledge and nuggets even before I even bought into the program. So that just gave me like assurance even more like, man, I got a long lasting partnership that's more valuable than anything. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. You can talk to him. Most lawyers would charge you $250 just to sit down with them just so that you can hear them talk. So that they can hear you talk. They don't even say a word to you. You telling them all your problems, they charge you $250. This man is talking to you and he charged you nothing free. I mean, that's what to think about.
Okay, well, leave them with one thing.
If I could leave you with one thing, the one thing I would leave you with is to, you know, go for it. Go for it. Remove fear. Just no fear zone. You know, do it afraid. Do it afraid.
As you go on your journey, I want you to take some video footage, little snippets of what you're doing, and send to me so I can
Absolutely.
upload it on my Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and keep people posted. Because people gonna be watching you, because this is going on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and you're gonna inspire somebody. Just someone listening to this story, they're gonna be inspired by you. Okay.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Most definitely. I really appreciate the opportunity.
So we
I
got
really do.
Gerod on here, and I thank you all for tuning in. And we're gonna catch y'all on another date. Gerard, you keep up the great work, and may God continue to bless you.